Welcome, welcome, everyone. Welcome. So grateful to have you here for our Love of Thousands book, album, and prayer cycle launch. I'll just give a moment while people come in from the waiting room. It's such a delight to have you here and to have all our musicians. We're excited for a soulful hour together. And let's see. So, my friends, I am Christine Valters Paintner, and I'm the online abbess of the Abbey of the Arts. If you're new to Abbey of the Arts, you're very welcome here, and we're delighted to have you. And if you are an old friend, we're very delighted to welcome you into this circle, this sacred space today, where we will be diving into some of the themes, mainly the music, but this book, The Love of Thousands, just came out in August, How Angels, Saints, and Ancestors Walk with Us Toward Holiness. And it's a book that's been in process for a very long time, for several, but probably close to 20 years. And actually on Thursday is the 20th anniversary of my mother's death. And that loss was really a big part of the spark that set me on a whole journey of connecting to the ancestors, and then by extension the saints and the angels. But I'll talk more about that in a little bit. And I just want to say, feel free to leave comments. You're welcome to share with us where you're joining us from. We are going to give away one signed copy of the book and one digital copy of the album. So feel free to put little greetings and encouragements in the chat, and you will be entered to win, and we'll announce that at the end of this live gathering. So we have this book, but out of that, like we often do here at Abbey of the Arts, we've also brought together an album of songs, and you'll get to hear some of those songs from the musicians tonight, and a prayer cycle. We're releasing a 7-day prayer cycle of morning and evening prayer. So I want to bring up my wonderful friend and co-collaborator in all things creative, Betsy Beckman. And rumor has it that it's her birthday on Saturday. So feel free to wish her a happy birthday in the chat as well. So Betsy, I'm so glad that you were born, and I'm so glad I moved to Seattle to find you. And yeah, and you've been the producer of this album, so I wanted to give you a moment to talk about that.
Thank you so much, Christine, and welcome to all our Abbey of the Arts friends. It's such a joy to be with you and to inaugurate my birthday week with you. This is really special. So I just want to say what an honor it is to continue to give birth to creative projects with Abbey of the Arts. This is our 6th CD. Now, there are many more books than that, but our CDs tend to help to bring out the themes of the books in a way that brings them alive kinesthetically and helps us to kind of enter into the meditation of the material. And not only do I get to dance the songs on the CD, but I also have the honor of being the producer. So what I want to show you right now is this special, our new baby has arrived just this week. So we have this beautiful physical copy of the CD, but we also have the digital version because sometimes that's easier for folks. But the joy for me is that, Christine and I get to begin to ponder and to listen for songs that will help enflesh the themes of our book. So in this book, we have 3 different categories of songs: songs about angels, songs about saints, and songs about the ancestors. And so you'll get a little taste of each of those categories today. And this album, we have more recording artists than any of our ones. We have 16 different primary recording artists that we're featuring. And some of them, Christine and I found their songs, they already existed, and we were like, oh, that's perfect. But others of the songs we wanted to commission specific topics or subjects or passages from the readings of the saints. And so those songs came through as Christine and I got to be the midwife for those songs, and those are really special for us. So I don't know if Shoyanka has gotten here. Do we know if she's arrived?
I don't think she is,
No,
but I
not yet.
can move into the next section and
All
we'll
right.
just circle back to her later. So I'll come up here.
Okay, that sounds good.
Thank you for that, Betsy. So the book begins with the angels, honoring the angels. And I just invite you to take a couple of nice deep breaths as we begin. We're going to sing a couple of songs about angels here in a moment. But as we begin to open our hearts, my hope for this hour is that it's a time for you to listen across the veil, listen across the threshold. And the image of the love of thousands is this image of all of these spiritual beings that are there at the veil, reaching toward us in love. And in the book, there's 3 chapters about the angels. The first is about the archangels. And so I invite you to take a moment to breathe in and to welcome in the presence of the archangels, of Michael, of Gabriel, of Raphael, and of Uriel. And while the archangels have masculine names, I think of them as they don't actually have genders, so they're pretty gender fluid, so you can identify them any way that you want in your imagination. But Michael is the warrior protector, Gabriel the messenger, Raphael the healer, and Uriel the bearer of wisdom. And then if we expand our image of angels to those guardian angels that tradition and some of the early church teachings tell us, and even in the Jewish tradition tell us, that every person comes into the world with a guardian angel, a spirit to help protect us and to support us and to nourish us. And so welcome in that presence into your own life here tonight. And of course, there's many, many more angels, but we won't get into all of the celestial hierarchy because that would take probably its own session. But the third thing that we would invite you to consider as we move into angels is those times that we've wrestled with angels. And we know that from the story of Jacob, that image of wrestling all night long. And those times sometimes when our encounters with the holy are challenging and pull something out of us. So taking a couple of nice deep breaths and just honoring the presence of the archangels, honoring the presence of your guardian angels, and honoring those times when the wrestling with angels has been difficult, but has bestowed its own blessing. And to help us to sink into that even more, I'm going to pull up Simon here. And he's going to sing. Now, this is the only time well, no, that's not true, but this song isn't Simon's own song, but he's such a good singer of it, and we don't have Sarah Thompson with us, so thank you, Simon. Take it away.
It's an honor to play Sarah Thompson's song. Yeah, I'm a big fan of hers. I've got the lyrics. Love you to sing along as long as you're muted. Beautiful, amazing song. You are held by holy angels, holy angels, all around you. Hush, now sleep, child, sing the holy angels We are holding you. You can rest. Morning will come, child. The dawn will break through the darkness. We are holding you through the light of the newborn day. You are held by holy angels, holy angels all around you. Hush, now sleep, child, sing the holy angels. We are holding you, you can rest. Morning will come, child, the dawn will break through the darkness. We are holding you through the light of the newborn day. One more time. You are held by holy angels, holy angels all around you. Hush, now sleep, child, sing the holy angels. We are holding you, you can rest. Morning will come, child, the dawn will break through the darkness. And we are holding you through the light of the newborn day. Amen.
Amen. Beautiful. Thank you, Simon. Okay, we're gonna bring up Richard. We're gonna have Shoyinka come on after Richard, so you'll be next, Shoyinka. But Richard, this is one of the songs that we commissioned in particular. So if you could just say a word or two about maybe the process of writing it before you sing it.
Sure, happy to. Hi, friends. It's good to be with you. This story has meant a lot to me for a while, and it's a very strange story. Some of you know it and know it really well. There's a voice in our culture today that says everything should be easy. Everything should be quick. If it's not, you're probably doing it wrong. Look at all the people on social media that are smiling and having great lives. This story, Jacob is wrestling. His name is changed to Israel, the word that means struggle. There's something when we are in grief in particular that is helpful with somebody saying, yes, this is what it is. It's awful. It's horrible. This is a struggle. And there's an end to it. There's a process. So I want to invite you into this. I'm going to put the lyrics in the chat if you'd like to follow. Deep breath together, if you like. Alone and afraid in the dark night, wrestling with strength that won't let go, as long as it takes till morning breaks a new day. Alone and afraid in the dark night, wrestling with strength that won't let go, as long as it takes till morning breaks a new name. I think of this song as something to be sung quietly. So if you feel like just whispering this for yourself or for someone else in the world, this is a good one for that. Alone and afraid in the dark night, wrestling with strength that won't let go, as long as it takes till morning breaks a new name. As long as it takes till morning breaks a new name.
Beautiful. Thank you, Richard. I so love that song, that image of wrestling with angels. I'm going to invite up Shoyenka now. Let me just bring up the spotlight here. Hi, Shoyenka. So good to see you.
People,
Invite you. Yeah, there you go.
yes, people love. Can you hear me well enough? The spirits are here with us. Can you hear me well enough?
Yes,
Can
I can hear you very well. Shoyenka.
well enough.
Yes, sure, we got you.
I've been invited to Abbey of the Arts with the song that I created, The Spirits Are Here With Us. So let's all just take a deep breath. Breathe in, breathe out with a sigh. Ah, that's a Bebo sigh. Bebo sigh with a wiggle. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you, spirit love. Yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you, spirit love that moves through and around me and all things all the time. We say, yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you, spirit love. Join me in the Bebo Love daily affirmation. Repeat after me. Say peace, peace, love, love,
Love.
joy, joy,
Joy.
happiness, happiness, health, health,
Health.
grace, grace, and ease. And then we say, and ease. May my body, may our bodies continue to overflow with the vibration of peace, love, joy, happiness, health, grace, and ease. Right in the midst of the personal and the collective chaos, we celebrate to align our 7 chakras. We celebrate the words peace, love, joy, happiness, health, grace, and ease. Yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you, Abbey of the Arts. Thank you, Shoyenka. Thank you, Spirit Love. Thank you, you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shoyenka. It was such a delight to have you here. All right, so we're gonna move. I so appreciate Shoyenka sort of calling in the spirits and helping us touch across the veil and the Holy Angels song and the new name honoring the wrestlings that we have in our lives. The second section of the book is about the saints and the mystics, and essentially this idea that we're all called to be saints and mystics, right? It's not a special call for only certain kinds of people. And ultimately what this means is to be the embodiment of love, to live out a path that is about compassion and kindness and love and peace and all those beautiful words that Shoyenka was just sharing. And here on the screen are some of just a few of our dancing monk icons from our series that that Marcy Hall, our wonderful artist who I've been working with now for probably 10 years. And the very first icon she created was the Hildegard of Bingen one. And I was actually on my way to lead a pilgrimage with Betsy in Germany on Hildegard of Bingen, and I had this inspiration to bring in these icons that were playful and colorful. And I love traditional icons, but there's also something about seeing these saints and mystics barefoot and dancing. And Marcy has brought that so beautifully into life basically. And we have 40, I think 41 of these now. So these are some of the saints. So who are the saints? They're not just the official saints, of the Catholic Church. They're the communion of saints, which essentially includes all of the wise and well ones who've passed across the veil. So that might be, your mother, your aunt, your uncle, your sister, your brother, someone who's passed through, who you have a sense really left this earthly world with that heart full of love and with that openness and that desire to be that presence of compassion for others. And these saints that we uphold are icons and images and inspirations for us to learn how to do this, because it's the work of a lifetime to open our hearts to this love. And Thomas Merton says that to be a saint is to be fully myself. To be a saint is to be fully myself. So any of us who are on the journey of becoming our true selves, of connecting to that place deeply and living from that place, are saints, are mystics. So I invite you just to take a couple of nice deep breaths before we listen to some more music, and take a moment to imagine this great communion of saints, all the wise and well ones, and especially any particular saints that have been of guidance and support and nourishment in your own life, ones that you call on, or ones that you have a sense, or maybe there's a saint that you're kind of would like to invite in as a source of support. And so just to trust that, to breathe that in, to breathe in that love, to breathe out that love. And then I'm gonna turn this back over to Richard, as Richard wrote a beautiful song for one of the medieval women mystics, and again was the song we commissioned from him for that purpose.
Thanks, Christine. I grew up Lutheran, so we didn't spend a lot of time talking about the saints. So I didn't understand about saints until quite a bit later in life. And like one of my colleagues at seminary who was Roman Catholic said to me, for Catholics, this world is a really crowded place. There are saints everywhere. There is, you wouldn't believe it. One of the most important things to me that I've learned is that we are always in very good company, that we are not alone. Whether we are wrestling with an angel or being blessed and lifted and glorified with angels, with messengers on our left and our right, there are the prayers and love of thousands and 10,000s. My favorite season of the year is autumn, and here in the Midwestern United States, the leaves are turning and it's chilly. I'm looking out at the sheep pasture in our backyard right now. This song from Angela of Foligno reminds us that everything is glorified in the One. She was a scholar and quite a writer, and she had this line, "The world is pregnant with God." I'm going to put the words here in the text. This world is pregnant with God. I wonder if you'd like to sing with me. The chorus is really simple. It goes like this. Listen. This world is pregnant with God. This world is pregnant with God. It's with me. This world is pregnant with God. This world is pregnant with God. Very nice. How is it that everyone I meet is family? This world is pregnant with God. This world is pregnant with God. How is it that everything I see is holy? This world is pregnant with God. This world is pregnant with God. Beneath the soil in the empty fields swells the song of life emerging. This world is pregnant with God. This world is pregnant with God. This world is pregnant. This world is pregnant with God. Oh, this world is pregnant with God. Do you not feel pangs of labor, pangs for the brand new life emerging? This world is pregnant with God. Oh, this world is pregnant with God. Ooh, this world is pregnant with God. This world is pregnant with God.
Thank you so much, Richard. I should add that Angela Foligno was a Franciscan, a lay kind of third order Franciscan. So I think you definitely get that Franciscan spirit through those images of the world being pregnant with God. So I'm gonna bring up Simon next for his beautiful song that we also commissioned, inspired by Teresa of Avila, but I'll let Simon tell us more about that journey.
It's been such a pleasure to be given this commission. I want to say a little bit about the process of working with the other artists and with Christine. Christine, in your vision, there's something that you are attending to, I think, in the zeitgeist that is that you weave us all into, and you have such a loving and deep lens that you're able to see what gifts, who should sing this song and who should write this song. And with the enormity of all that is wrong in our world, it's easy for us just to get overwhelmed and want to stay under the bed covers. And this song has helped me stand up and face war, first Ukraine, now in Gaza, and hold it with love and care and understand that God is so much bigger than we can imagine. And in the background, while all of this has been crafting, we've been making a prayer cycle. Christine and Betsy have been a big part of this. And one of the things that I'm doing, what I was doing last night, was recording day 3. And the reason I'm saying this is because there's a specific prayer by Claudia Love that I want to read out a little part of it. What it's like to be part of Christine's amazing creative process feels like just showing up as myself, and then suddenly I get to add light to this big bonfire. And there's a quote in the prayer cycle that Claudia Love, I'm going to read it out. She's talking about Sister Thea Bowman. And she said that Sister Thea Bowman said, if we could each light our own little candle, then we would have a tremendous light. And Christine, thank you for asking all of us to light our candles. It's kind of like, especially today, it's on a birthday cake. We're adding our little candles to your birthday cake of your beautiful book, which is also our album and Betsy's Dances. All right, that was a very long introduction. Let's get on with Saint Teresa of Avila. I love Saint Teresa of Avila. She was amazing. She lived 500 years ago in Spain. And just before she died, she wrote this prayer on a piece of paper. And when she died, they found it in the book that she had been reading. So it's called the Bookmark Prayer. Let nothing disturb you, let nothing frighten you. Everything changes, I alone remain. Hold patience, for nothing is wasted. Presence in all things, I'm with you in all things. Let nothing disturb you, let nothing frighten you. Everything changes, I alone remain. Hold patience, for nothing is wasted. Presence in all things, I'm with you in all things. Let nothing disturb you, let nothing frighten you. Everything changes, I alone remain. Hold patience, for nothing is wasted. Presence in all things, I'm with you in all things. Let nothing disturb you, let nothing frighten you. Everything changes, I alone remain. Hold patience, for nothing is wasted. Presence in all things, I'm with you in all things. Just before I pass over, I want to introduce you to Bridget. This is my baritone ukulele that I built, and it seemed fitting to bring a Scottish-Irish saint to Teresa of Avila. So thank you, Ruth, for asking what I was playing. I'm playing Bridget, the baritone ukulele. Christine.
I love it. Thank you so much, Simon. That song has given me comfort so many times already, and so I'm delighted that it's out in the world to offer comfort to others who might need it. So we've journeyed with the angels a little bit here, and we've journeyed with the saints. And the last part of the book, which is the biggest part of the book, is on the ancestors. And as I mentioned at the start, my mom died 20 years ago, and it was a really difficult journey for me because I was very close with her. And not too long after she died, maybe a year later, I found myself in the office of a Jungian analyst who became my spiritual director and to this day still is. And he introduced me to family systems theory, which is, I won't go into it. You can read a little bit about it in the book, but essentially it was the door that opened. So Carl Jung talks a lot about the ancestors and how the unlived dreams of our parents and our grandparents are carried forward into future generations. And of course, we know this now to be true through science, through the field of epigenetics, which actually studies the way that trauma can be carried from one generation to another. And so I went on this whole journey of healing for myself, for each of my parents, for my grandparents, for my different family lines. And essentially, and when I first started the journey, there weren't as many resources. People weren't writing about this as much. And thankfully now there's more, and a lot of them are referenced in the book. But in addition to looking at the wounds of our ancestors and how we might call on the wise and well ancestors to help heal those broken family lines, we also explore the journey of grief. We explore the blessings that the ancestors bring us. So not only do our ancestors bestow us with the wounds they carried, but they also bestow us with the resilience they carried, with the dreams, with the joy, with the, the endurance, all of those things. I thought about this a lot during the pandemic, how many of them lived through their own times of war and pandemic, and how we inherit that strength. And I just want to bring up, because the book cover and the album cover is inspired by this beautiful piece of art by Elise Ritter, and we're really grateful to Elise for sharing her art so generously with us. This is the one that we ended up using for the book and the album, but she has a lot of other pieces that we share in the course that we'll be teaching starting in January. But this is another one called Beyond the Veil. And it's just a beautiful way to honor the blessings we've been given, the wounds we carry, the grief that we might have. I know for me, even though it's been 20 years, that grief is still there in its own ways. The pilgrimages that I've been on, and many people go on to help reconnect, particularly if they're not living in their own indigenous lands. Whether that's through actual travel or whether that's through online explorations of the places that their ancestors inhabited. But there is something about reaching out to that landscape, the stories, the songs, the language that our ancestors spoke that can be really powerful. And then the book also explores, what does it mean for us to become good ancestors, for us to become wise and well? And then also exploring this idea of the ancestral earth. So we are descended not just from our human forebears, but from the minerals of the mountains, are in our bones, and the flowing of the river is in our veins. So I invite you just to take a breath and to call in your wise and well ancestors to be present with you on this day, the day after the feast day of St. Teresa of Avila, to call in any wise and well ones who want to bestow their blessings upon you. And to help us with that, I'm going to call up T. And T is going to play their beautiful song, the Ancestor Song.
Thanks, Christine. Hi, everybody. So the words of this song are really they're a prayer to call in the support and the guidance of ancestors. This song came through me when I was at a place called Chapel of the Chimes in Berkeley, California, and it's a place where they store the ashes of people who have died. And so I was in this place surrounded by these ashes, and this song came to me, and as I sing this today, I feel the connection to all who have died in Gaza and in Israel, and those who are crossing over in this time, and also just the importance of calling on our well ancestors for guidance, in the sense of what is mine to do right now in the midst of such intense pain and grief, and really asking for the support of the well ones who have crossed over. So the words are, will you bless this path I walk, ancestor? Will you bless this path I walk? Will you walk beside me? Will you walk beside? Will you guide my feet? And those are in the chat. Thanks, Melinda, for putting those in. And I'll sing it through once, and then I'll invite you in if you want to join to sing along. It goes like this. Will you bless this path I walk? Ancestor, bless this path I walk. Will you walk Will you walk beside me? Will you walk? Will you walk beside? Will you guide? Will you guide my feet? Ancestor guide. Will you guide my feet? That's the whole thing. I'll do it line by line if you want to join in. Will you bless this path I walk? Ancestor bless this path I walk. Try that with me. Will you bless this path I walk? Ancestor bless this path I walk. Will you walk? Will you walk beside me? Will you walk? Will you walk beside me? Will you walk? Will you walk beside guide? Will you guide? Will you guide my feet? Ancestor guide. Will you guide my feet? And all together, will you bless? Will you bless this path I walk? Ancestor bless this path I walk. Will you walk? Will you walk beside me? Will you walk? Will you walk beside? Will you guide? Will you guide my feet? Ancestor guide. Will you guide my feet? Singing it again and calling on our ancestors. You can add harmony if you'd like to. Will you bless this path I walk? Ancestor bless this path I walk. Will you walk? Will you walk beside me? Will you walk? Will you walk beside? Will you guide? Will you guide my feet? Ancestor guide. Will you guide my feet? One more time. Will you bless this path I walk? Ancestor bless this path I walk. Will you walk? Will you walk beside me? Will you walk? Will you walk beside? Will you guide? Will you guide my feet? Ancestor guide. Will you guide my feet? Thanks, everybody.
So beautiful. Thank you, T. I'm going to bring up Betsy. Who's going to introduce the next song that T is going to sing, but I'll let Betsy do her intro first.
It's so beautiful to join in song in the moment together. Feel everyone coming into a unity, which is the gift of music, even if we can't hear each other. I did want to name too that some of our artists we're featuring by leading song today, but there are several who are with us who we won't bring up on screen, but I'll just name that Lorraine Bays is here and Katarina Stenstedt is here, both of whom contributed songs in this ancestry part of our collection. Just so grateful for all the artists who help us. And there's a song that we'd like to lead you in next that actually I wrote. And I wanted to tell a little bit about that story, and it's called the Cypress Seed Song. And this came to me maybe a decade ago when I was visiting the land of my maternal ancestry, my mom's family. And there was a family meeting in St. Louis. And it was a big, long meeting, and there were many, it was a long day. And I was like, I need a break. I'm going outside. And there were these amazing trees that were shimmering with yellow. And there were these seeds on the ground, and they looked like this. And I discovered that they were bald cypress trees. These are actually pine cones, but I was holding them in my hand, and I just felt like they were a connection. They hold the future, because if you plant them, life grows. But then I saw all the leaves shimmering. They were actually, they're needles, because that's what the bald cypress has, is needles. But that was all the past, the beauty of the past, and it was going to be releasing and letting go. And so this connection to the land of my mother, who had died 40 years before that, and then the courage that takes for me to live, us to live each day, to move into the future, and when we're called to release our lives. So this song, the Cypress Seed song, came through. It wanted to be on this album, but not for me to sing. And so I got the inspiration that T would be the perfect person to sing this song. So I'd like for T to sing it, but I thought I would first teach you some gestures so that if you can feel the song along with me, and if you'd like to dance, you can. So I'm going to hold the seeds in my hand, and the words go like this. So I have the seeds. I hold in my hand these seeds of the future. The courage to live and the courage to die. This gold in my hand. These seeds of the future. Put your hand in my hand, and we'll reach to the sky. Light shines on the seeds of the future. Light shines on the leaves of the past. I walk on the land of my mother, who nourished these seeds so that courage might last. Beautiful. I can see you joining in with me. Well, let's bring T up. There we go. And T, I think that folks can maybe listen to you and just join in the gestures as a way of participating. They don't have to worry about remembering the words.
Yeah.
We can be together.
That sounds great. And I'll also just add a couple of things. It was so sweet to remember that introduction in some of the context, Betsy, because what Betsy didn't know when she asked me to sing this song is that I also have family history in St. Louis. I lived there for a number of years. And so when she asked, it was so sweet to feel the connection to that land. Those are some of my ancestors lived in St. Louis. And also, I have a close relationship with the cypress tree in San Francisco where I grew up, and I carry around cypress seeds with me. And when I recorded this song, I was practicing it the night before I went into the recording studio, and I realized that in my car I had a cypress seed. And so I went and grabbed the cypress seed, and I think that I even brought it into the studio with me. So it feels just all very sweet and aligned. I had forgotten those pieces until you said it, Betsy.
Thank you for that, because it really was a confirmation. The universe gives us those synchronicities that remind us, yes, you're on the right path. You can trust. So thank you.
Yeah. So I'll sing this, and if you want to try to join in the lyrics, I won't teach it, but they're in the chat for you, and you can also follow along with Betsy's gestures. I hold in my hands these seeds of the future, the courage to live and the courage to die. This gold in my hands, these seeds of the future, put your hand in my hand and we'll reach for the sky. Light shines on the seeds of the future. Light shines on the leaves of the past. I walk on the land of my mother, who nourished these seeds so that courage might last. I hold in my hands these seeds of the future, the courage to live and the courage to die. This gold in my hands, these seeds of the future, put your hand in my hand and we'll reach for the sky. Light shines on the seeds of the future. Light shines on the leaves of the past. I walk on the land of my mother, who nourished these seeds so that courage might last. One more time. I hold in my hands these seeds of the future, the courage to live and the courage to die. This gold in my hands, these seeds of the future, put your hand in my hand and we'll reach for the sky. Light shines on the seeds of the future. Light shines on the leaves of the past. I walk on the land of my mother, who nourished these seeds so that courage might last. Who nourished these seeds so that courage might last.
So beautiful. Good breath. Breathe that in. That image of being the seeds for the future. I love it. Well, we're nearing our end and we have one more song, but we're going to share with you a dance video that Betsy created. And it's a beautiful song called Holy, Holy, Holy by Karen Drucker. And Betsy, creates these beautiful gesture prayers to accompany a lot of our music. And she's in the process of doing that for most of these songs. But this was one that she recorded last year. Betsy, did you want to say anything before I brought up the video?
Briefly, this image of connecting to the communion of saints, that's what I was feeling needed to happen for this upcoming song dance. And then I remembered that I had been at this beautiful church in San Francisco where there are icons depicting many, many, many saints dancing. So I was able to go to that church, St. Gregory of Nyssa, and to dance with a couple of friends from Shoyenka's time in Oakland, California. And so that's how this came to be.
Beautiful. Well, we'll watch that now and invite you to let this continue to be part of your prayer of opening to the communion of saints and all of the holy ones beyond the veil.
We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are whole. We are holy, Spirit divine. Holy, come to me. Holy, feeling love. healing me. Open my heart, allow me to see beauty and love lives in me. You are holy, holy, holy. 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 I am holy, Spirit divine. Come to me, feeling love, healing me. Open my heart, allow me to see beauty and love surrounding me. I am holy, holy, holy. 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 We are 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 holy, 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 holy. I am 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 whole. You are whole. We are whole. I am whole.
Breathe that in. That video never fails to make me cry. It's so moving. Thank you for that, Betsy, and for those beautiful dancers that you commissioned and companioned into that song. If you'll give us just one more minute, I just want to say a heartfelt thank you to Shoyanka, to Betsy, to Simon, to Richard, to T, to all of our amazing musicians, all of the people, to Elise Ritter for her art, all of the people who've helped collaborate on this amazing project. I'm so grateful for that. In one moment, Melinda will announce who won the book and the CD, but I just wanted to share really quickly. We have a few little events coming up if you want to deepen into, oops, sorry. Oh no. I sort of lost my screen. We have a few little events coming up if you want to deepen into this work with us, and from little 1.5 hour events to 14-week events. So just to mention, these will be, this slide obviously will be in the video, and Melinda will send out links to things, including the book, the CD, album and the Paracycle. We've only released day 1 of the Paracycle yesterday, but we're going to be releasing each subsequent day for 7 days for the next 6 weeks. So Monday, October 30th, I'm doing a little event with Mercy by the Sea to honor Samhain and the Feast of All Hallows. Simon and I are going to be joined by the beautiful Deirdre and Kennedy for a contemplative prayer service in November, where we'll focus on the ancestors. And I'll be leading a series for Spiritual Directors International, and Simon's going to be offering the gift of his music. And then starting in January, we have the full version of the companion retreat for this, for the book that includes the songs and the dances, and it's going to be just a beautiful, rich feast. So with that, hey Melinda, let me bring you up. And where are you? There
I'm
you are.
here.
I lost you on my little, you weren't on the top, so I had to go looking elsewhere. So who are the winners of the book and the
So
digital
our
album?
winners, let's see, we have Julie Foster won the digital album. Yay. And Sarah Brookman for the book. So I'll put our email address in the chat and you can contact me and I will get you both of those things.
Thank you so much, Melinda. And thank you to everyone for your love, your support, and for helping us to celebrate. It's always fun to bring these things to birth, and such a joy to do it with such a heartfelt, open, receptive community. So grateful to all of you. Lots of love, and we'll see you soon.